hopefully over here it'll say. Okay, so it's starting back up. That part's good. I just want to see how long it's been going on. Oh, come on, show me. So if you can see us, but it's not turning on yet. So let me, it's not connecting with the camera yet. All right, let me stop that. Hey, so we're back. Little commercial break. That's what it was.
There we go.
Just,
exactly.
All of a sudden, I'm like, there's no lights, and my computer died. Okay. But luckily, I think we captured most of that.
Yeah, I think so too.
So at the very end there, you were sharing.
What was I saying?
Let's see. We were talking about the varying abilities of the girls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just that. The challenges that come with it are. I think, invaluable.
Yes. Oh, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
So if it cut out on me, great. That's fine. But just just listening to you, it just makes me realize how important these lessons are for life, and what a beautiful opportunity for all of you. And then the reason of sharing this and having people share this. So please share the video.
Please do. Yeah, any information. Yeah, you can. And I could send you the link or comment.
Perfect.
Yeah,
add that on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
And we're always looking for donations. We're looking for just any sort of promotions and just hellos, anything like that.
Right.
Just so people can become more aware of it. Because again, I'm navigating this all for the first time, and this is something that's been, part of my life, since I was born. And so to kind of, be able to kind of, relearn about this is really kind of a cool experience. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so for you were born deaf.
Yeah.
And with no sound, or?
So my hearing loss is within, basically I can hear very, very high frequencies and very, very low frequencies.
From the beginning.
Yeah. So
all that in between.
Everything in between, when I don't have devices and not happening.
Okay.
So
normal talking, you would not.
Yeah, normal talking. Maybe certain parts of it, if it's like a lower frequency, sometimes like a guy's voice I can hear, but it's almost if you've ever put like headphones on and somebody tries to talk to you and it's a little bit muffled.
Yes, that's how you hear it.
That's how it would sound, but then with the assistive devices, it more amplified, and so
technology's great.
I know it is. It's really very, very impressive.
Because it's given you the ability to hear now.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's only gotten better over time. The devices I wore when I was younger are very different from the ones I'm wearing now, and so I'm a little stubborn, and it took me a while to actually accept that that's how it's gonna work.
Okay.
Because once your brain acclimates to something, and then you change that, you have to acclimate to the way you hear something, and it's just like if you move somewhere and your surroundings are different, you have to acclimate to that. The same situation, or if you get contacts or glasses, and your depth perception is a little bit different than what it was. And so
I think it's just about like how the mouth can be one little change in your mouth, and you feel like the whole setting is just changed and different. It's upsetting.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm very grateful in the fact that technology has given me the ability to be able to function in everyday society, but and it continuing to evolve. So I think that that's only going to give more opportunities for people to be able to interact with each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's fascinating to know you, to know what your journey has been. And I find it very inspiring because it's a challenge. Everyone has challenges, and this is the challenge that you have.
Right.
But for others who are like, I don't have that challenge of my senses.
Yeah.
To appreciate that and to almost not see the obstacles that we think are so big that it might make it look smaller for us. That it's not as hard to do this because someone like Ashley is doing this with with less, right?
Yeah,
in a sense, and then at the other side you have more because you've learned at an early age how to handle that and be stronger and tougher.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely one of the things when one of your senses is lessened, others are heightened, and so like for somebody like me, I'm very visual, and so I tend to observe people. Sometimes I could pick up on social cues better than, you know, some people might, just because I've always had to learn to understand people in a different way if I don't always verbally understand them. So yeah, it's you know, great in some ways and has, you know, downfalls in others, but it's really just kind of how you approach things, like anything in life. Yeah,
it's good to understand one another more.
Absolutely.
And to see what our journeys are as what they are too, and not have these lenses of, oh, my way is so hard, and or just my way is the only way.
Exactly.
There's so many paths, you know. There's so many different things that we may not even know about, like a duck team. So, and to know someone on this team is awesome. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here, and thank you for having me.
And I love that you've excelled, not just dealing with being deaf, having your soccer, but academically, even though you say, well, I was focused on career, but you told me yesterday when we talked that you were in AP classes, that you were in regular school. You really had to overcome a lot, because you might have missed some things that were said. You were having to communicate. And how was it being at I hate the word regular, but, you know, what word do you use? I don't even know.
I know. I've been struggling with that
okay, you do
word
too.
Where I'm like, is it regular? Because, you know, and normal, like everything,
there's no normal.
There's no normal anymore. Like that's not the right definition. But I definitely, I think I hated the stigma around anybody who was different, and the way people were bullied if they, you know, were slower learners, or they didn't hear something, or, you know, something like that. And so I definitely, you know, kind of hid behind my hearing loss, and very much like persevered through just excelling academically, because to me, I thought that was the only way I was going to be kind of accepted, or feel like I was on the same level playing field as my, you know, my peers. And so, but I think it was a good thing, because I think it really taught me the value of being driven and you know, setting goals for myself, and really you know, working towards something. So you know, I think it definitely one of those, you know, things worth having in life don't come easy. And that was, you know, that's how it's always been, you know, just growing up with, if I wanted to be, you know, at this level, I might have to read a little bit more to make sure I understood it, because I might have missed, you know, some details in class, or, you know, something like that. And so, you know, I'm looking back at it now more as, you know, an advantage than a disability, because I think that there's something in that. So you said that it was a good thing to be deaf, and it was an advantage. I love that. Thank
you. I mean, if you take anything away from this, it's perspective, it's appreciation, and it's making it the best it can be. And to see that the things that we're given, because we can all look back and say, well, because of this and this and this, I've struggled. So we can either stay in that hole, or we can say, because of those things, I am like this. Now I can say, like, I'm empathetic. You know, I've lost a lot of loved ones to death. And when I know someone is, you know, is going through that, I'm like, oh, my heart just feels, because I know what it feels like. You know, or just being in an abusive relationship, you know, just like, I know that experience. I know what, you know, I've talked to people like, get out of that, and this is why. I've been in that, this is what you're going through. So all that to say is that we've all experienced challenges, but if we can use those to say what you just said, I'm glad, and it's an advantage. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
It takes a while to get there, and I'm still, you know, working on that. But
we
like
all
you said,
are.
it's perspective, and I think that's the key to all of it. And, you know,
and you make it real. Yes. And, you know, you said you're stubborn, you know, you wish that blah, blah, blah. So there are those elements that are just a part of us, too. So we get that. And that it wasn't just like, oh, sure, you always had this great attitude.
No.
We're all learning and growing every day.
Absolutely.
So awesome. Well, thank you, Ashley, so much for being here.
For having me. I appreciate it. Thank you for listening, guys.
And please share this with others so that we can continue to support your team. Because you're supporting our nation.
Thank you.
It's a win-win.
Thank you so much.
All right. And everyone, happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Today's the 22nd. I can't believe it.
Oh my gonna.
Yes. So, so whatever you do, whether you're on your own, you're with family, maybe even just making a phone call to a loved one, just to know that you are connected. We're all connected, and we're never alone. And we all have challenges that we go through, especially during this time. I like to just say, you are loved, and no pressures, no bad pressures. It's supposed to be about the goodness that this season is about. And it's not about the material things. It's not about what's who's not with me or who is with me, but looking back, I like that, looking back of the year and what came of it. What was something, in fact, I heard something on the radio today. Let me see if I can state it the right way. What we've received that we've been praying for. And I love that. It really made me think, like, wow, I really had prayed for, getting through the move and being here in LA, of getting some gigs, and gosh, I hadn't really prayed about doing this, but it really has been a prayer lately of how can I make this a better show. And so any little thing that we can think of what we have right now, what were we praying about that we now have? What a cool thought, because I know everyone's got something.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Whether it's I have this extra friend, or I got through a tough time, or something else came my way that I didn't know would be such a blessing. So, so there's always good things.
It's gratitude,
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So be a blessing to all those around you. Thank you for joining us on Be My Guest with Erika Toraya and Ashley. Thank you so much for being here with me. Your last name is Derrington.
Yeah.
And I put that on. That's okay to say.
Yeah,
okay, great. And you can look her up and, follow the team.
All the social media and the team.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you'll give me a link for how they can connect to the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. We're part of the team now. I'm like a legit fan or whatever.
Yay, thank you. No, that's awesome. That's what we're looking for.
Yes,
so
good.
We're excited to have you.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.